It's called Atomic Habits, is by James Clear. And highly suggest this book to anyone who's not read it till now. It's a definitely a absolutely must read book. So what is the book all about? What about James Clear? So James Clear, he's a writer and a speaker who's focused towards habits, decision making, and as well as continuous improvements, which is the name of the game. So he is the author of the #1 book in the New York Times, and that is Atomic Habits. This book has sold over 5 million copies worldwide and has been translated into more than 50 languages. So if you've not read this book till now, go ahead and start reading this book. It will help you develop some really good habits in your day-to-day routines, and it can also help you get rid of some really bad habits, right? So what are the key takeaways from this book is that focus on the process, not the product, right? So the process which will get you to the end results which you want, you need to focus on that. Change your identity and then change your habits. So progress requires unlearning. So something which you have learned, it requires you to unlearn that and continuously learn new and new things. So time magnifies the margin between success and failure. Overnight success takes years in development. Design your environment for success. So then what happens is you becoming a genius, you becoming successful becomes a regular part of the entire process, right? So overnight success takes years, and design your environment for your own success. And then what one more key takeaway from this book is knowledge compounds. So keep gathering on that knowledge on a day to day, on a week by week, and a month by month basis, and you will soon realize that all that knowledge within you has compounded, and they now start providing you absolutely magnificent amount of results. So diving deeper into this book now. So focus on the process and not the product, right? So if you have an end goal, so instead of focusing on that end goal, focus on the process which will get you to that end goal. So let's say if you want to make $1 million, so instead of focusing on the product that you want to earn this, focus on the process which will get you to that. If you want to lose 15 kgs, instead of focusing on the loss of 15 kgs, maybe you would want to focus on the process which will help you to reduce that 15 kgs. So goals, set direction, restrict happiness, and momentary change. So restrict happiness. Not everything which gives you happiness now is good for you. So what you need to do is get used to prolonged happiness, delayed satisfaction. Instead of satisfaction now, delayed satisfaction. So maybe if you want to lose weight or you want to get in shape, you would want, and your body will crave for that extra cookie or that chocolate pastry, which will give you immediate happiness. But even though that gives us immediate happiness, if we can delay the gratification and not eat that, right? I know it's tough. If you can delay it, it will, at the end, you will feel much better. Again, I don't want to lose 15 kgs. So bit you can eat here and there. So depends what your goals are. You delayed gratification is usually much, much better. So focus on the systems. So long-term change that keeps you motivated, and that is the best for making progress. So systems are the key which will get you to your goals. Winner and losers have the same goals. The only difference and what separates both of them from one another is the process. The process, the systems between the winners and losers, they might both want to earn $1 million, but one person is waking up at 5 a.m. They are doing their morning runs, they're doing meditation, they're reading, they're compounding on knowledge, they're working 8 hours a day. So sooner or later, that person who's doing all of these activities, let's say after 6 months, both of them start at the same place. The other person is not doing all of those things. Time compounds. So after 6 months, this person who's religiously devoting himself to continuous improvement, he will be at a much better state than the other person. So the process, understand the system is really, really important. So change your identity and then you can change your habits. You believe that what you tell yourself, right? So when you say, I am healthy, I am a leader, I am a successful businessman, I am an investor, I am a pre-millionaire, you change your mindset. And when you change your mindset, you change your life. So start associating yourself with possibly being a millionaire. Start associating yourself with being a healthy person. So now once you associate your identity, you say that yes, Amar is a person who eats healthy, I eat healthy, I go to and exercise on a regular basis, I do yoga 3 or 4 times a week. So once you associate your identity with this reality, it will soon become a habit, and once it becomes a habit, your reality will shape. So focus on the change of identity. So progress requires unlearning. So to improve, constantly edit and upgrade your knowledge. How to unlearn? Travel a lot. Travel as often as you can with every opportunity which you get. Be open, be receptive to other people's communications, their feedback, and what they want to say. Go and meet new people. Whenever you're going out to a party, maybe with friends or family, try and ensure that you go and you talk to 2 to 3 new people on every party basis. Have a conversation with them. Stop procrastinating. Anything which you want to do tomorrow or day after, start doing it today. Stop procrastinating. The faster you move, the more you live. And now get out of your comfort zone. It's important that you get out of your comfort zone. You start doing the things which make you uncomfortable, and soon what you will realize is your comfort zone will expand. You will be much more comfortable doing a lot of new things. Now, also, time magnifies the margin between success and failure. We just talked about this. So time magnifies this. Good habits take time to form. How to create better habits? Make it easy, make it obvious, make it fulfilling, make it attractive. The most powerful outcomes are delayed. So now let's talk about this in much more detail. So good habits take time to form. So according to Robin Sharma, the author of the 5 a.m. Club, what he says, it takes up to 66 days for a habit to become permanent. So what do world-class people do? They focus 66 days on installing one habit, right? They install that one habit. To an extent, it becomes automated. So it is divided into 3 phases. The first stage is when it's installing. From day 22 to let's say 44 is the time when it is a disruptive phase, when your old process is going away and your new self is forming. And during that time, you will give yourself all the reasons why you should not continue doing the activity which you should be doing. So maybe you formed a good habit of waking up early at 5 a.m. or maybe going to the gym on a regular basis. After a month's period of time, you would try and give yourself that excuse that, okay, aaj nahi utte, aaj gym nahi jate. So all of these things, understand that 20 to 40 days is the disruptive phase. You have to go through, force yourself through that. And by the 44 to 66 days is when your habit becomes permanent. So this is what world-class people do. They focus on one habit at a time. Once it becomes permanent, they move on to the next habit. So understand, once you want to develop a habit, it is easier to do in the beginning, and then it becomes slightly more difficult once the motivation wears down. But if you push through that phase and you make it permanent after 60 days, it becomes automated. So for people who want to wake up at 5 a.m., it is much more difficult for them to wake up at 11 a.m. than to actually wake up at 5 a.m. So it becomes automatic. So once you install a habit inside you, it becomes automatic, it becomes effortless. So how to create better habits? Sabse pehle, make it easy for yourself. For example, when I wanted to do push-ups, I was able to do up to 30 push-ups. So again, when I wanted to make a habit of doing push-ups, I did not tell myself to do 30 push-ups on a daily basis. What I used to tell myself is that I want to do one push-up a day. So make it easy. Make it something so simple that your brain cannot say no to. If I wanted to develop a habit of reading a book, I did not go and start giving myself targets that I will read 20 pages a day. No, frequency of the activity is very important. So try and do it more frequently. Give yourself a simple target that you will read only 1 page a day. So 1 page a day takes 2 to 5 minutes. You literally have no excuse at the end of the day to not do that activity. So make it really easy, make it obvious. So if you wanted to read a book, place it in the place where you sit a lot or you spend a lot of time. So do it there, make it fulfilling. Maybe treat yourself after you read that 1 page of book. Make it attractive, because if you can do all of these things to develop a habit, it now starts, you give yourself incentives to do it more and more often, right? And again, so if you can use the same method, the opposite of the same method, if you have a bad habit which you want to get rid of, right? So if you guys have a bad habit, a lot of people have bad habits. For example, I used to eat lots of chocolate, so the bad habit, and I used to drink cold drinks, right? So that was a bad habit. So make it difficult. Instead of making it easy for bad habits, make it difficult. So what I used to do was, I used to not order chocolate. I used to not order the entire cans of Cokes, because if they were present there, I will go ahead and I will, you know, have a drink. So make it obvious. So instead of making it obvious, make it unobvious. Do not keep it in front of you. Make it unfulfilling, make it unattractive. So do the opposite of all of these to make a habit, a bad habit, disappear. Just delay it continuously, not do that activity, and you will see that you can actually let that activity be, and you can get rid of bad habits on a day by day process systematically, right? So overnight success takes years in development. So Pokemon Go ka jo founder tha, the person who made Pokemon Go, they asked, once Pokemon Go became really famous, they asked him, what, how does it feel to become an overnight success? So it took him 14 years in the making of all these Pokemon games, and finally with Pokemon Go becoming an universal hit, he told the reporter, you do not know how long the night was. So yes, so success takes effort, it takes focus, it takes failures, and constantly rising up from those failures, passion to make you sustain that long periods of efforts and focus. Passion is what keeps you going on. Discipline is something habitual which you can include on your day-to-day basis. If you become disciplined, it becomes easy, and now consistency is the key. You have to show up, you have to dress up, show up, and not give up. Be consistent about it. Your habits today will build your future tomorrow. So if you can read 1 page of book today, by the end of the year, you have read 365 pages. That is good, as good as 2-3 books. So if you can do that for 5 years, you would have read 10-15 books in the period of 5 years, which you would not have. And these books can literally change your life if you get hold of a right book, right? So moving on, design your environment for success. To be successful, create a world where you thrive, you eat healthier, you push yourself, you exercise more, you minimize distractions. You are a product of your environment. So look around you, right? So look around you, look at the things around you. Are they pushing you forward, or are they holding you back? So your environment is very important. So make sure you design the things around you in such a way that being better is easier for you. And bad habits actually takes you a lot of effort to do those bad habits, right? So for example, if you wanted to drink a cold drink and you know that Pepsis, Mirandas and Cokes are bad for your health, instead of purchasing the stock at home in your fridge, if you had to go to the market every time you had to drink a cold drink, it becomes difficult and something which is difficult for you to do, and now you can push it aside. The book's name is Atomic Habit by James Clear. Definitely a must read. It's an international bestseller. It has helped me get rid of some bad habits and not eat so many chocolates and cold drinks, and has helped me install good habits. So it's definitely, if you can do good things and make good habits, you will become a better person automatically. So knowledge compounds. Investing in your knowledge offers the highest return on investment there is, right? So how to compound your knowledge? Read quality books, take good courses, find skilled mentors. Knowledge builds like compound interest, so it will keep compounding. The best investment which you can do is yourself, in your own knowledge. You do not necessarily always have to do an MBA or a master's degree, but if you have a simple habit of learning on a day-to-day basis, even if it's one page or one informative YouTube video or one of our videos, a lot of our content which we are giving, which will help you to become better. If you can just consume that on a day-to-day basis, internalize it, you will end up being a better person and a better version of yourself. And once you can do that, you will actually see yourself grow and become much more successful. So this book is highly recommended for everyone who's out there. I want to share one more thing with all of you, is the habit process. So what constitutes a habit? सबसे पहले आपको आता है a cue. Then उस cue पे, when you get that cue, you will have a craving inside you, and that craving will lead to a response, and that response will lead to the reward. So let me give you a good habit example. So this is very constant with each and every habit which is out there. So pay attention here. सबसे पहले habits कैसे बनती है? आपको एक क्यू आएगा, maybe with advertisements on television, ऋतिक रोशन doing a dance on a Coca-Cola video. आपको क्यों आए यार ठंडा पीना है, फिर आपको आएगी क्रेविंग कि यार let's drink that. Then आपका response होएगा, then if the cold drink is in your fridge, you will actually get up, you'll go to the fridge, you will pop open the bottle. The reward is when you drink it. So this is how a habit, this is also called a habit loop. Focus on these today: cue, craving, response, and reward. Understand that 80 to 90% of the things which you do on a daily basis are the same things which you did yesterday and day before. So if you can actually tap on your habits, अगर आप अपनी habits को control में लेकर आ सकते हो, and now क्या होएगा? If you have good habits inside of you, you are genuinely, your identity is of a healthy person, you have healthy habits. With period of time, you will continuously becoming more and more healthy. So how to identify your habit? सबसे पहले आपको एक क्यू आएगा, उस क्यू की वजह से आपको एक क्रेविंग होगी उस चीज की, क्रेविंग की वजह से आप जाके रिस्पॉन्ड करोगे, राइट, एंड उस रिस्पॉन्स से आपको रिवॉर्ड मिलता है. सो दिस इज द हैबिट लूप, and focus on this today, and it is absolutely true. Focus on making good habits, and once you can do that on a regular basis, your habits will define you, and you will end up becoming a better person on a day by day basis if you can focus on your habits. All right, so with that, we are coming to the end of this presentation where we have talked about Atomic Habits. Absolutely, it's an absolutely must read book. रोज एक पेज पढ़ो and it will soon start giving you loads and loads of results. All right. So, guys, with that, thank you so much. It's been a great session.